A warm welcome back to Szpakowo for episode 2 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back on Szpakowo. We are right off the back of the last episode. We might have a problem with the Ford. Ignore that sticker. It's running a bit rough. I've just, on the way over, popped into the vehicle shop, had a chat. They told me we can bring it in for some repair and they've got a replacement we can borrow, so that's not a problem. We shouldn't be without a Sols tractor. I've also taken on a cultivating contract, which is a rather large piece of equipment. It's quite a big field as well, actually. We've got to cultivate field 151, so it's a fair size field, but we've got a fair size bit of equipment. But what I've got to do first is all this from the last episode. We've got baling and things. Well, baling, but silage baling. But we've got to do our windrowing first. Make sure I don't miss anything. We'll grab everything we can. I mowed everything I could. Like I say, any bales left over, we're at a point I'm torn, because normally with bales, I mean, it looks like we're going to have plenty of baling contracts. There's another silage baling contract come up with some bigger equipment that pays out a lot more money as well. But it looks like we shouldn't have a problem with picking up baling contracts moving forward. So we should be okay with that. So I don't know whether, because we we just need money to start off with. If we are going to buy a bit of extra land, if we are going to start our dream of a farm supply, I don't know whether or not to. It seems pretty well received. I don't know whether we should go down the route of setting ourselves up like we would do as if we were farming. Because if we are going to be doing a farm supply business, we're still going to need to do farming for those supplies, and then look at the various different productions and things we might need to produce the things we want to produce. And the byproduct of what we're doing ends up being the farm supply. If we look at saying, let's just set up doing a farm supply business, then we won't have all the equipment we need for doing the farming. So I don't know. It's an interesting way of doing things. I haven't really done it this way before. Normally I've got just a singular focus, and we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring that in one more, then we'll go around the other way and bring it into one windrow. Just make sure it's all on the field first. I'll go up and down, we'll get these done, then we'll get our baling done, then we'll get our wrapping done. Moving the bales is going to be fun. Got those, not individual, the double bale grabs. I'm looking forward to using those. This probably won't post now till Thursday, I think. But I got to meet a subscriber today, a long-time supporter and fan of the channel, a lovely gentleman called Pete, and his wife came to visit. We've been meaning to hook up for quite a while, actually, in all honesty. And they bought me a gift. They've been going to a few different tractor shows and country fairs and that kind of stuff. They bought me some Italian marble placemats with Land Rovers. So you got on one of the placemats, it's the old Series 1s, then it's the 2s, then the 3s, and oh, just amazing. What lovely people. They were so nice and friendly, and we sat and we chatted, and yeah, it was really nice. So thank you for coming to say hello, Pete. It was awesome to meet you. I'm sorry it took so long. Like I say, it's been a while. We've been meaning to do it for a little while. There is something very cool about using things like the ultimate baling pack and those kind of things, and generally speaking, especially when you start moving on to bigger fields, and if you're trying to get stuff done quicker and that kind of thing, then some of the bits of equipment and the gear and stuff that's available is awesome. But I have to say, and I've said this probably many times before in Let's Plays, I'm trying to remember, I probably have, there's something very cool about just going back to the basics, I guess, really. I'm not going to stick necessarily with all small equipment. My plan is to build up the farm, so we should increase scale and size. Obviously this is leased, this is borrowed for the contract, but I'm hoping that's what we're going to do. That is the plan. I'm going to try to use, I mean, it's not always, again, I say it every single time I do a Let's Play, I'm going to try to use some different equipment and gear that I haven't used before. There are going to be some things that overlap, as there always are. My favourites and things that I like to use all the time. But as far as tractors and stuff go, I think that's probably why the Ford's developed a bit of a... I mean, to be fair, we only really used that Ford a tiny bit on Fruling, and the Fruling Let's Play came to an end. Didn't really work out. And then we used it on Ballyspring. We had one. And obviously MrSealyp's been absolutely swamped. Then Ballyspring had an update, and we didn't go back on it. So, didn't really use it, in all honesty. So I'm trying to use different stuff. That's the plan, anyway. You know me. You know, that can all change at a drop of a hat. I could change my mind in the next 5 minutes. I'm just really liking the map. Did I mention that in the first episode that I like the map? Now, I'm going to be honest with you here, and this is 100% honest. I haven't. I know I do cite Dagwin as being, you know, one of the main reasons why I started my channel. And we used to binge watch his stuff. And I haven't watched any Dagwin stuff for quite a while now, I'll be honest. Somebody messaged me after the first episode and said, "You are aware that Dagwin's new Let's Play is on Szpakowo?" No, I wasn't aware of that. I am now. And it's typical. I spent so long deciding what map to do, and I ummed and ahed. I went backwards and forwards, and I had, you know, 2 or 3 I was thinking about. I kept coming back to this one and thinking, I'm going to do that one, I'm going to do that one. And then I decided, you know what, let's just do it. And then find out Dagwin's doing it as well. What are the odds of that happening? And the thing is, people go, oh, that's why you've done it. You've obviously done it on purpose, because he's doing it. Let's be honest, if Dagwin's doing a Let's Play on the same map I'm doing a Let's Play on, he gets way more views than I do. People are going to watch his Let's Play, not mine. So it doesn't actually help me at all to be doing the same map as Dagwin. Not even slightly. Right, turn it off. Anyway, let's get this done. I'll see you in a minute when we're doing the baling. And then we'll do a little bit of the wrapping. What I want to get on to today is at least get this done, get the bales delivered. Actually, I don't know, where am I delivering these bales to? I have absolutely no idea. Baling. Take the bales to Darek. Oh, Darek, that's out in the that's in the wilds, isn't it? If we come, I'm trying to think where we're in the map. Down to where the guys are fixing the telegraph pole stuff here. Out along there. That's Darek, isn't it? Yep. But from where we are, we could actually go across the river there. Out and along that way, that might work. There's not a crossing point anywhere along. Is there a ford? Oh, hang on. What's that? That might be a ford. We'll check. Actually, that's right over there. We'll check it out in a second. That might be easier. We'll go across that one. Is that Darek's just over there? Oh. I first read it as Dalek. I was like, that can't be right. Delivered to the Daleks. They're in need of some silage bales. Not quite sure why. Actually, when it shows a river, it's not. It's just a little... It's more like a culvert, really. I'll have a look. Another go around. Nice. Let's just have a quick look. Is there a crossing point here? Where? Oh, there you go. Little bridge. Looks like someone's been working on it. They've removed the old planks and put new ones down, maybe. Oh yeah, look. Repair. That's a nice touch. Look at that. Repair work to the bridge. Okay, so we can get across there. It does kind of end. So I will find a way across. That's why we've got to head to over there somewhere. Somewhere over there. To deliver the bales. Right, see you in a bit. I have 4 bales loaded. Next time when I drop these off, I'm going to come back and use the fent that we got for the contract. This works okay as long as I did it in the right order. Right, so the rear bales first, then the front bales. If I did the front bales first, the whole thing tipped forward. I have to say, I'm really enjoying. When I was saying earlier on about using different vehicles, I'm really enjoying the physics and the movement of this tractor. I know it's not very big, and it probably shouldn't be doing these. Probably would have ripped off the 3-point links if I was doing it in real life, but it is working. I've already moved the Ford up. I don't know if you can see it, right off over to the right. I'm going to go across this grass field. I'm spending much more time as well of late. Going back to my old adage, pay attention to the details. Just the movement across the field, the rock, the bounce, the tyre deformation, the movement of the implements on the vehicle. I'm loving it. I think again that's having gone back and played 17 for a little while. I've got a newfound appreciation for it all. As I've said many times, you get to that point you take things for granted. If you do that, go back and play one of the early versions of the game, then come back again. Whoa, I'm assuming that's supposed to be like mud. Is it on the track? That was a deep rut, but it didn't look like it. Yeah, we're sunk right in there, aren't we? Whoa, blimey, governor. Next left. Like I say, what I'm going to do, I'll bring this back and I'll put it over here as well. The vehicle shop is just... well, it's just behind those silos to the left. The other side of those, so I'll take the Ford back in. I want to get these done first. It's going to be interesting to see how much of the contract this completes, because there were 8 bales in total, so I'll have another full run. So I'll do that on the fent. There's only one sell point here, isn't there? If I recall correctly. Whoa. I love the detail on this map. Oh! Where are we taking these? Can't remember where it is. Here somewhere. I don't know if it's just... do I just lower them? Oh, there we go. Whoa, there we go. I did it the wrong way around. It was there. 47% transported, so it's going to be 5 bales will complete the contract. Is that right? Yeah, 95%. Right, fold that. Lift that, fold that. Go back, swap over for the fent. I think I'm going to sell them all. I think I'll do that and get the money. There'll be plenty more baling contracts, plenty more chance for me to gather up stuff as we move forward, I think. So, here's the thing. I might have taken on an additional contract for baling. You might be able to see some of the stuff just over there. And that would make a nice replacement for our Ford, wouldn't it? It's not the replacement for our Ford. And I can't remember the last time I got a baling contract on a Let's Play where it was square bales. Normally it's round. I think normally, that's a sweeping statement. Depends what maps you play on, but the ones I've played on anyway. I've already delivered a full load of 14. And as far as my calculations make it, another 8 should complete the contract, which leaves those on the field. Those I'm going to keep this time. And then we're going to go over and going to do the other contract. And if you think this is big, oh, again, I don't know what the thumbnail is yet. I haven't made the thumbnail yet. So what we're going to do is take this. This is going to Dalek Farm. Darek, sorry. We'll come back and get the others, and I'll drop them behind our farm, which is just over there. Not too far to go. Then we'll head back. Clipping the corner of someone's crops. It was so, and it's interesting how on our Survive to Farm series there weren't really any contracts. There was a little bit we did for a couple of people here and there, but not really. And we didn't really go into the contracts much, if at all. I think we won, didn't we, on Drummard Farm? And it's incredibly addictive, especially when you've got no money. When you're trying to earn some money, contracts is, it's the way to go. I could stick in a greenhouse now. Of course I could get some water, do some stuff like that. I don't really have any. I suppose we've got the main farm. We haven't got any land around it really, have we? A lot of bales here. I'm hoping my calculations are correct on this. If not, I'll just go and get another bale. I think I'm sure it's supposed to be 8. Oh, come on! I was out by 1. That's annoying, because that tiny little amount. I'm going to lose an entire bale. Doesn't matter. I think this paid out like, well, say 12 grand, less the equipment lease, which I can't remember what the equipment lease was on this. It wasn't a huge amount. So I'm going to go and sort that out. The final bale was delivered. We're left with 8. I'll take that. Again, we could sell these, and that's not to say I won't, but for the time being we'll keep hold of them. Whether I use them for total mix ration, whether I decide to do a silage clamp, whether I decide to put these in storage for the farm supply. Could other farmers come to us looking for silage bales? I mean, it looks like there's plenty knocking about. I'm not sure why people would be coming to me for them, but if we can establish ourselves, I don't know how long it's going to take to establish ourselves. It's finding that balance. I don't want to rush it, but then the flip side of it being, I don't want it to take too long. You know, it's trying to keep. I mean, for me, it doesn't. I could do 150 episodes, wouldn't bother me in the slightest. But it's keeping attention, you know. For me, it's about the process, it's about the journey, it's about getting there. Some people just want to see the result. Drop those there. We are behind our farm, aren't we? Yeah, we are. So just dump a load of silage bales behind someone else's property. I'm sure they'll love that. So we're going to head back now to the store. Drop this off. The Ford's already there. I've driven that back. I've left the Antonio Carrero out on the road because that's going to go back to the other farm. And we're going to have a look at the piece of equipment that we've been lent by a local farmer. It's very strange. It seems, yeah, I don't know why it's all case stuff. I think there were some other bits and bobs on contracts, but then today it's whatever the local farmers have. What they're prepared to lend me for doing work on their fields. There it is. That's a quality replacement as well. So if this was cool, that's even cooler. But again, they're not my replacements. You're going to see the replacement we're going to get. Put this up in here. Oh, look at that! I don't think the cultivator is a fair size, I suppose, isn't it? I don't know how we're going to get down the road. We'll have to have a look at the map and see if there's another route. Our van's still sat here as well. So, as far as our Ford goes... Hang on, engine off. Out, there we go. So as far as the Ford goes, that's going in for some repair. The replacement we're being given... I think it's in here. It's in the workshop. It's used. It's a bit battered and bruised. Yeah, I mean, it's scarred, it's battle worn. Why not? Front and 3... Oh, I was going to say, yeah, we just walked past me. Front 3-point. That's not a bad replacement, is it? Let's look in the light. Cool, right. I like it or loathe it, that's what we've got. A beacon, cool. We're going to be using that a lot. That goes in. It's definitely a bit of a fan belt squeal. See what they make of it. Right, that's that done anyway. So, so what we need to do, let's complete 11406 to us. Oh, that only took 686 for all that equipment. That's pretty good. Nice bit of extra money. And this one, 15717. But I'm sure the least cost on this was, I want to say 1,600. I can't remember off the top of my head. But looking down, yeah, we've got some more baling jobs. Those are for hay bales. I mean, we could do a hay baling one. That will give some hay bales to one side as well. I might do that off camera. There is that harvesting job there as well. Oh, that's the point. We've got a field, haven't we? It's got a crop in it. We don't have a harvester. If I want to get that off the field, we don't have a silo to put it in either, to be fair. That'll earn us a bit of money. We could end up with some triticale left over, but I don't know where I could put it. I suppose I could put it in a heap on the floor. Can we run triticale? I don't suppose we can. Through... No, I'm just thinking. If we want to start producing seed as well... And picking up contracts, especially during harvest season, is perfect. Because anything left over... Is there one? Oats, rye, canola... It's hoping for one. There's wheat. It doesn't pay a huge amount. Don't know if there's been anything left over. Again, we've got a little bit of money now. Let's get this done. I'll be thinking about all that while I'm doing my jobs, while I'm getting my jobs done. Let's get this out to the field. We've got a big field out past the farm where we've been. Actually, I was going to look at the map. So, yeah, 151. That's where we're heading. What I was looking for was a route through. Now if we go that, because I thought maybe that track led straight across, but it doesn't. We can go up to that way to that one. I don't know if there's been less traffic on that one than this main road along here. We seem to get a lot of traffic, but there's a lot of traffic on this one as well, so I don't know really. I can't see there's a track across anywhere. I suppose if there's just a gap alongside of a field we could, well, we can give it a go, can't we? Mind you, this isn't the narrowest of bits of kit, is it? This is absolutely crazy. Let's get the beacons on. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. Love it. Look at the size of this compared to the Antonio Carrero. Oh, blimey. Look at it. If all we need is a field that hasn't got any crop in it. Can we fit through these gaps? I think this might be a little bit big for the environment. Oh no, looks like we have got crops in. About the next field over. Whoa, come on. It's not overturn. No, I don't mean overturn as in roll over, I mean. There we go. Alright, let's get across here. We're just aiding with the rolling of the field. If there's a crop in it that's been rolled, we're just making sure it's properly, you know, rolled. Wow. Trying to think the last time I had a vehicle this big for a contract. Alma? Do we have any this big on Alma? Can't remember. Should be that field directly ahead of us. I think. Yep, looks like it. So am I likely to do contracts off screen between episodes? Potentially. We need to build our money up. We need to start being able to afford to get things. I was asked after the first episode, am I going to do live streams like I did now? I might do, actually. Again, if I'm going to do stuff off camera in between episodes, why not do a live stream of that? Oh, actually, that's a lot steeper than I thought. I love this raised causeway. Whoa, yeah, this is got a mind of its own. Sorry. Let's get down to here. Oh man, my hay fever today is going mad. I'm taking my tablets like I normally do, but it doesn't seem to make any difference. It's a bit windier, a bit breezier here today, so I'm assuming it's just whipping the pollen up. Let's drop that down. Move forward and get cracking. Beacons can go off. Mind the trees. Literally, having just said that, massive sneezing fit. That's just what I need. Now, at this point, we have earned a little bit, which is good. I could afford to, I think we've earned as much in this first and then second episode as we had in total on all of our Survive to Farm, which is quite funny really. I could afford to hire a worker because we're going to get paid for this contract as well, so we can afford to hire a worker to crack on with this. But really, I want to do it myself. I'm going to have a go, why not? We'll get maximum profit we can out of it. Because I thought I could do this and I could take on another contract, go and get the Antonio Carrero. Maybe try out the our new little replacement. I'm doing bunny rabbit ears in inverted commas. Our replacement could end up being our permanent temporary tractor, and just spend some time enjoying this, as I do and have said many times before. Audio book, bit of music, whatever. Just crack on. Into a couple of headlands, I think. Still absolutely loving Yellowstone. And I mentioned that before and then got sidetracked when I was talking about on Drummard. I think I'm on series 4 now. Am I on series 4? I don't know what's the matter with me. Blimey. It's not a sneezing fit, it's a coughing fit. I'm falling apart, coming apart at the seams today. Anyway, yes, as I was saying. Now, I think I might be on season 4. And I can't remember if it was the cliffhanger between 2 and 3 or 3 and 4. Might be 3 and 4. I don't know if any of you have ever watched Game of Thrones. I haven't really watched House of Dragon. Didn't really get into it. I watched the first couple of episodes, didn't really get into it. Game of Thrones, watched all of it. Loved it until the last series, and I just felt like they just cut it short. It kind of almost got to that kind of, oh, let's just get it finished. No, it was brilliant, don't get me wrong, loved it. But that infamous episode, the Red Wedding, that thing where it was like, I say, no one saw it coming, but it was that kind of, whoa, that was nuts. An episode on Yellowstone, especially if you kind of get into it, like any series you binge watch, any series where you really get involved with the characters and everything about them. And I suppose that's why when you get those episodes that are like, what? There was an episode on Yellowstone that I personally believe, and it depends what you're into, I think it eclipsed the Red Wedding. I watched like whoa, what is happening? It was just incredible. I mean, maybe on a par with, I don't know, it's difficult, but wow. If you haven't watched any of it, watch it. I'm definitely going to go and watch the other series, the spin-offs, technically, the earlier ones that come, you know, absolutely want to watch those, but very, very cool indeed. I was just thinking of listening to music, audiobooks, and I don't know how I went from audiobooks to that, but something popped in my head. As I do, just chatting about stuff. That's what I was saying when I was talking to Pete when he came to visit, and he said, you know, I said, oh, you know, about my rants and my waffling, and he was saying it's great. He said because you're letting people into your life, you're letting people into you, and you get that feeling that you're talking directly, like we were having a conversation with somebody. And I often say when I'm doing my videos, let's have a chat, or I like when I'm talking to you, and people are like, but you're not chatting, it's not a conversation, it's not a backwards and forwards, but if you know, you feel like you're talking to people, you know. I know it's weird, I know. It's just the way my mind works and how it kind of processes what I'm doing, I guess. I still find it quite staggering the amount of people I know that are content creators, myself included. I can stand up and stood up in front of classrooms of children and taught. I could stand up in front of a hall, an assembly hall, full of children, teachers, parents, and do a talk, do a lecture, do a whatever it might be for an assembly. I could do it when I was lecturing with air cadets. I could stand in front and organise a group of people, you know, whatever it might be, when I was a warrant officer and doing all that kind of thing, taking a parade and doing drill, and no problem at all. I do what I'm doing now, no problem at all. But I can be very socially awkward, and I think there's a lot of people like that can be very anxious and get very stressed about social interactions and social not interventions, that's the wrong word, what's the word I'm looking for? Social conventions, you know, things that people every day just deal with no problem. I'm a nightmare, I can't just pick up the phone. My wife will say, why don't you give them a call, whatever it might be. I can't, you know. When I was trying to sort out the insurance for the van, and the quotes I was getting back were ludicrous. I was trying to find a specific like VW van insurer, but a lot of the smaller ones, the ones that are specific to VW van owners, they don't have websites, so if they do, you still have to ring and you speak to. I hate doing that. I can't. I don't like, you know, unless I'm really prepared for it, unless I feel like I know somebody in advance. I don't. It's weird, isn't it? How, because people are like, well, I don't understand. How can you be nervous? How can you be anxious? How can you be socially awkward when you do this for a living? And you're so natural when you talk, and you're natural when you do this and that. I don't know. It's weird. I suppose your brain compartmentalises things, doesn't it? I don't know. Does it? Maybe. Rare insights into the scary workings of MrSealyp's brain. I don't know how my brain works, so I don't know. Not something that I would ever want to be psychoanalysed or anything like that, I don't think. Whoa, we've hit a tree. Oh, we've broken free. So a little corner. Not that on this grand scheme of getting the contract complete, that little corner won't really matter. But as far as completion goes, so I'm going to carry on with this for a little bit. Move some stuff around. I might, you know what, I say I might. Is it still there? Borrow equipment for 580. That's a bargain, isn't it? That is a bargain. Let's borrow equipment. At least we got that one going. So yeah, I'm going to have to think about a silo at some point as well, aren't I? Because if I am going to start picking up crops from harvests, if I've got anything left over, storing them up, that could be for making pig food, if we're going to provide pig food at the farm store, farm supply, or if we're going to run pigs ourselves. I think I would probably be more inclined to run cows and then get the manure and slurry from them, potentially. Utilise those products potentially for making herbicides. I mean, there are so many different productions and factories out there, and I've been kind of scouring through looking at different ones. It's difficult trying to find ones I haven't used before, and also it's looking at ones that The Zodlazot ones are brilliant. There's a massive range of them, but they all tend to intertwine. To run one, you need to run two of the others and that kind of stuff. But also they're quite expensive. It's looking for ones that are inexpensive, that run the products and you can produce things you want to produce with a good, I mean, the parameters, they all have to be just, you know, the Goldilocks product, isn't it? You need the recipe to be right, the cycles per month to be right, the price for purchase to be right. You want it to be able to fit what you're doing and not be, you know, it's all well and good if all those things tick, 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 and the facility's massive, or the facility's tiny, or, you know, or it doesn't fit the aesthetic of where you're, you know. Everyone will have their own criteria of what they want, what their needs are, you know. So I've been scouting through brochures, speaking to various different manufacturers and companies to see what we can do. And this might not work. We might end up building the farm up, and then the farm supply thing just might not pan out. I want it to. I really want it to. We might just end up with a little garden centre, not necessarily farm supply, but we can try. Right, I'm always up to the ends, do a couple of headlands, and then crack on. It's been a little while, it's 10 to 2 in the afternoon, rain hasn't come yet. I haven't actually really checked the forecast, to be fair. Contract is technically complete. I may say technically, contract is complete, it's done, but I'm just finishing off. I've had this conversation before, again we're back to saying conversation, but what do you guys do? Do you literally just do all you have to do, just enough? And generally speaking, I normally do. Not always, but normally. Depends on the Let's Play, depends on the style and the way I'm doing it. But do you just do enough until it says contract complete, bang, take your payment, on to the next one? Or like this one, I don't know why, I just kind of got to a point, made the turn, came down this strip and it came up, contract complete, field done. And I thought, no, I want to finish this strip. I want to get to the end and make sure it's complete. I've done the whole thing. I know it's weird, you don't have to, but yeah, just curious, what do people do? Do you keep going? Do you not? I have already started organising some of the equipment for doing that hay baling contract. Like I say, I'll do that off camera. Start the next episode, it'll probably be, you know, you'll have the completion thing. And I'll show you the bales. If we've got any left over, they'll be stacked up where the silage bales are. We'll start racking some stuff up, because if I am going to get if I do want to start doing manure, slurry, that kind of stuff, we're going to need to get cows on the go sooner rather than later. Which means the other thing as well, and I know people don't like me doing it, but I want to try and get some wheat contracts, which I think actually, you know what I'm going to do. Let's got a tiny little bit to do. Sorry, let's go down to the contracts. Where was that? We had one for wheat, didn't we? That one there. I think that was it, wasn't it? That one, we're going to borrow items, and we're going to do that one. So that should be showing up the top now. Harvesting. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to get that forage pickup so we can do straw. Problem is I can pick it up, but I've got nowhere to put it at the moment, so maybe next episode we might have to... Oh yeah, I haven't got enough to invest in a... And we're maxed out on our loan. We haven't even started paying our loan. It's not even like I say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a loan. And that way at least I've got stuff for cows. I'll have all the stuff for bedding and making top mix ration. So we can get some manure underway. We can get some slurry underway. But we are definitely going to do silo. So I'm going to start scouring through. I'm going to try to avoid going for the ones I usually go for. You know, the Omatana ones are fantastic. Nice and cheap, large capacities, multi-fruit, that kind of thing. I think we need to find ones that fit this area more, I think. Not necessarily sort of Polish, Hungarian. I'm trying to think of the other maps we've got for the areas. Maybe something along those lines. I'll have a look. We'll have a look. But we are done, so I'm going to head this back. So next time you see me, we'll have a little bit more money in the bank, because obviously we'll have the payment for this contract. I'm going to drive this back, otherwise I've got to walk. Mind you, to be fair, our farm's just over there. We'll walk back over to the farm. I have also taken back the Antonio Carrero. Oh, the other thing as well, when I said in the last episode about that piece of equipment being a mulcher, I think it was a cultivator. Might have been a disc harrow, it wasn't a mulcher. So, sorry about that. I do apologise. So, cultivating job complete 13. Oh, it was 2,476. I thought it was 1,476. I suppose it's big bits of equipment, isn't it? So, let's collect on that. There's other ones we got to do, which is cool. So up to 48,540. I mean, technically, I think that plot of land I said about in the first episode was 45 grand. But we are going to need a silo, so it's going to be prioritising the order in which we do things. Like I say, I can't just say, you know what, let's get a bank loan, let's get the stuff we want to get. We are maxed. Could I sell some bits? I suppose. I'm just trying to think. The farm, I suppose we could sell the farm. Do I want to sell the farm? Not really. We haven't done any soil sampling. Oh, the other thing I need to put in, an RTK. I need to put in an RTK station. I think there's a couple of homemade ones. And smaller ones. I don't want to pay a fortune for an RTK station. I don't want to pay 17, 18 grand for a brick built building or anything like that. We're just going to put in a little RTK. We'll probably put it, actually we can put it over here at the farm, can't we? Doesn't matter where we put it. I didn't show the whole farm in the last episode either, did I? We've got some silage clamps at the back here as well. So I guess we could, if we are going to be providing silage or using the silage to produce other things. Like I say, there are some products that we could be making for a farm. And we've got quite a few silage clamps here, haven't we? Maybe do at some point. We're going to have to buy some filters. Again, this is what I'm looking way off. Leasing a big old forage harvester, doing a big old corn harvest, filling some of these up. Just so we got some, you know, we need the product. Yeah, this is a disc harrow, isn't it? Not a mulcher. Pretty sure it was. I'm sure people already commented. Yeah, that's got discs. I should have noticed that in the previous episode. But anyway, that's it for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. I'm off to do some hay baling. Oh, we've got our own baler, haven't we? Thanks for watching.